Okay. Hi, guys. Happy Wednesday. Should be Tuesday, but, Valentine's Day kind of threw everything off. So it is officially the middle of February, which is crazy because it feels like we just started the year, but we're like in the middle of the second month. So that means like things are moving, you know. Whether we jump in and do things or not, like time's, passing. So we got to just jump in and do stuff. So before I pass it on to our guest speaker tonight, I actually want to show you something pretty cool that I'm pretty excited to make a post about. And many of you will probably be receiving soon. So last year in January, they launched the first ever 365 Shakeology cup, 365 whatever it's called. So this is what it looked like. So I want to show you. I don't know if you can see it, but can you see it? So it's a 365 cup, and then the golden scoop. Can I get it out? The golden scoop. So if you're on Shakeology Home Direct for 12 months straight, you get that. And I was super excited to get it last year. So basically they launched it in January, and then they started, from that point on, if you were on on Shakeology for a year, they sent it to you. And today I got my 2-year, and I've been on Shakeology for almost 3 years next month, but they just started that program last year. So today I got my canister 365, which is pretty cool. Can I open it? And I want to share it with you guys before I make the post. But look how nice. It's pretty neat. But anyway, so I think that it's pretty nice that they're doing that. I was going to be I'm on Shakeology regardless of whether they send this or not, because it's changed, my body. It's changed my life. So I'm not going anywhere, but I just wanted to show you that. So the other thing is, if you guys can just stick around maybe for the last 10 minutes of after Jamie's done, if you can stick for an extra 10 minutes, because we actually want to talk business in terms of the Fit Club. And we kind of need everyone's feedback. So, but without further ado, actually, no, I need to say two things. So if you were on a National Wake Up Call, you know that they actually shared some information. Thank you, Rudy, for reminding me so that I can bring it up on the call. So if you haven't listened to the playback, number one, I recommend that you do, because there were two inspiring new coaches. One is a diamond coach. The other one is a one-star diamond coach. They've both been in the business anywhere from 6 to 8 months. They've been consistently, for the past few months, been making anywhere from 12 to 1,600 a month. So I think that you want to listen to that call if you're a new coach, or if you want to get to that level, because they shared like what it is that they do in their challenge groups, what it is that they do on a daily basis, to have gotten there, and they share their stories. So very inspiring. So on that call, not only are you going to hear those two stories, but you're also going to hear where they share that before, whenever someone wanted to just do Shakeology HD, they didn't want to order anything else, they were getting 1 point, but they had to be on Shakeology HD, right? So if they weren't, if they order it only one time, then they don't get any, you don't get anything. But now if someone orders Shakeology HD alone, no program, no all access, nothing, you get 2 points, which is awesome. So 2 Success Club points for Shakeology HD. And they also announced that the All Access Challenge Pack will continue, which is amazing. It will remain at $199, but it is going back to only 2 points. So as opposed to us receiving 3 points right now, it's going back to 3 points. So I think that is super cool. $199, still a great price. You still get the commission. And just wanted to make sure that everyone here knew that. So up till the end of the month, you get three Success Club points, So make sure that you hustle and take advantage of that because it ends February 28th. All right. So without further ado, we are going to open up the call to our Emerald coach, Jamie Smith. Part of Shamey. And we're really excited because I know that he's been utilizing a like page for some time now. And so I just want to hear all the knowledge and so take notes because the like page is definitely a good platform to grow your business. So Jamie, please, the floor is all yours.
Okay, so I just want to thank Gabby for letting me have the opportunity to speak to all you guys. If you could have a pen and paper and just write down one word for me, if you could write down the word patience, because that's what's going to take with these like pages, and that's what's going to take, for all of our businesses. I listen to a lot of personal development. If you guys aren't aware of that. But I spent a lot of time listening to Gary Vaynerchuk and, Les Brown. And I just spent a lot of time listening to, personal development. So I'll spend some time on some motivational. I'll spend some time on some, business. I'll spend some time on some relationship, finances, whatever it is. So, if I could just stress one thing with everything that we do with Beachbody, it's patience. So it's not going to happen in 1 month. It's not going to happen in 2 months. It could be 6 months, 8 months, a year. So we all have to have, a lot of patience. So I'm just going to ask you guys a few questions, just starting it off. Who here by a raise of hands has a like page? Gabby, Amy, Carolina, Rudy. What does that mean, Rudy? Okay, so
I gotta finish certain things. It's made, but I haven't invited anybody.
Okay, all right.
Kind of like a page.
Maritza, I know you have one, and I already know who has one because I've done some investigation work. I got to get yours, Carolina. I didn't know. What's the name of your like page, Carol? I can't hear you. You can just put it. You can just put it in the chat. So, if for those that don't have a like page, and I'll show you guys when I share my screen, you have to create one. Gotcha. Thank you, Carl. So you have to create one. So this call is not really on how to create one. It's, once you have one. Now, the one thing I would really stress to everybody, and I was just listening to the Josh Coates call, during my, getting ready, is that you have to be doing the 4 vitals. So you have to be drinking your shake. You have to be doing your personal development. You have to be working out, and you have to be sharing. So this like page is no way to replace any of our 4 vitals. So this is in addition to, if you want to grow your business, you want to get more friends, you want to get to the millions of people out there, this is what the like page is utilized for. So you just can't spend all your time on the like page. You have to be doing the 4 vitals. So this is in addition to whatever else, that, it is that we should be doing. Just one other question, because I don't want to spend my whole time just going over the like page. I want to talk, more on the business aspect. Who watches, by a show of hands, who watches TV? Nilda, no. Tina, yes. Maritza, no. No. So have to go a little bit.
Occasionally when I binge with Jorge.
Okay.
On a
week.
I just have often.
All right. So
I just binge on Netflix. I don't really.
Me too. Orange is the New Black when it comes out.
Nothing. I don't watch any TV. I can't stand it.
So it's binge watchers and people seldomly watch TV. So I'm going to ask another question. Who watches television commercials?
Nobody.
Nobody. So where I'm going with this is that this is what Gary Vaynerchuk talks a lot about, is that you have these big retail companies, Coke, Pepsi, BMW, whatever, Apple, whatever these big companies are, they're putting their ads on TV. Nobody's watching them. So Facebook ads, and I can't express this enough, are so underpriced right now, and we have to take advantage of it. So within the next 5 to 10 years, you could run a $10 ad and reach thousands of people. That's going to be gone. So as business ladies and businessmen, we have to take advantage of our Facebook ads because they're so underpriced, because, there's just, 18 people in this group and nobody's barely watching TV. And when we do, we watch Netflix, or if we have a DVR, we're going to fast forward it right over, whatever television commercials are on TV. So I cannot express enough how underpriced that these Facebook ads are. And like I said, we got to be careful because we got to be doing our 4 basic vitals. This is in addition to. So we all, just moving on here, we all have a brand. I'm sorry, somebody came up. We all have a brand. If everybody can read. Charlene, yeah, okay. So we all have a brand. So my brand is different than Michelle's. My brand is different than Nilda's. My brand is different than Maritza's. My brand is different than everybody else's. We all have our different brands. So our Facebook page already should be screaming whatever our brand is. So whatever you're doing well, I would tell you to rock that out to the best that you possibly can. Don't worry about what you're not good at. You want to rock it out, whatever it is that you're very, very good at. So I know Amy kills her cooking show. Nilda's a mom. Michelle's a teacher. Rudy and Wendy, their brand is working out. So whatever your brand is, that's what your like page has to scream, as well as your regular page also. And I can't express enough, guys, content. You can't be in your like page once a week, twice a week, and you're going to invite people to your challenge group, and they're going to go to your like page or wherever you're inviting from, and they're not going to see any content there. So you got to be pumping out content 3 to 5 times a day, whether it's food, whether it's a recipe, whether it's your workout, whatever your brand is. So, you're going to have 18 different like pages here if we all had a like page. So I can't express that enough also. You got to pump out content. You got to push your brand because that's what's going to draw people into you. So, if I were to go to somebody's page, where would I see it? Like I know if I go to Rudy's page, I'm going to see him and his wife working out. If I go to Maritza's page, I'm going to see her working out, with her kids. So content. Whatever I say here in this, half hour or, 40 minutes, I'm not an expert on Facebook ads. So you got to put the work in. So if you have a question or you need something, reach out to me. There's this beautiful thing that's on the computers now. It's called Google. So if you have a question, just put it into there. I'm not an expert on Facebook ads, so I'm still learning it. I've been doing it since August. And a lot of what I'm going to show you guys on the ads is trial and error. You're going to run an ad. You're going to spend whatever money it is that you want to spend on it. If it works, run with it. I mean, run it for a year, run it for 2 years, however long you want to run it for. I don't know. Maritza and Carolina were on Audrey's call, and that's what she says. She's got one ad that she's been running for a year. So if it works, run with it. If it doesn't work, then you're going to have to, you're going to lose a little money, but you decide that you're going to do another ad because it's not working. You don't want to, keep posting an ad or keep boosting an ad if it's not going to work. Videos, I can tell you guys, Facebook Live, as we all know, that is the future. That's how you get your brand across. So it's nice to post a picture with the wording, but people want to see your face. They want to see what your brand is. You want to, show what you have to offer. Amy, what do you got? Go ahead. Unmute yourself.
I only have, like 140 some odd friends of mine that are following my like page. And so in terms of people tuning in when I go live, if I want people to tune in while I'm going live, I really have to do it on my personal page and then share it to my like page. But I feel like it would be a better use of the like page if I went live there and then shared it to my other pages. So it's like I'm just trying to figure out, am I putting the cart before the horse by putting it in by going live? Where do I go live? And then where do I share it? Or do I not even share it on my personal page because I want my like page to be totally unique? So there you go. There's my question.
Yeah, I would say for you, and this is just my opinion, I'm not an expert, I would just continue what you're doing, Amy, and I would just keep going live in your own personal page. Facebook doesn't like when you share stuff. They want it to be organic. So they want to see the post right out of your like page. So I mean, I would recommend you, or my advice would be don't just share it. Don't share it to your like page because Facebook does not like that. And what they'll do is if they don't like one of your posts, they're going to bury it. They're going to bury it where nobody sees it. So I would just tell you to keep going live because they love the live videos and that's the stuff that they put in everybody's news feeds. But I would tell you that, don't share it. So. Yes, Carolina, you can save it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share my screen. You guys got to bear with me because Michelle can tell you I am not the computer person at all. So.
Good night, papi. No.
Give me 1 second, guys.
The bottom where it says share screen.
Oh, okay. All right. You guys can see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay, here we go. If anybody has any questions, just unmute yourself and let me know. I don't want this to be boring. Okay, so this is the page that Michelle and I have together. Give it 1 second to load. So, this is our like page that we have. So, we have our picture here. This is actually a picture of our workout. This is our brand. So this is me, obviously. This is Michelle. And then this was a after pic of one of my classes that I had. So, and then here's our other picture over here. So this is our brand. So this is what we stand for. So you want to have a nice, clean picture. And every so often, we'll go ahead and, change this up. But you can't, the same thing with your own page. You don't want to have any wording here. You don't want to have something that's not professional. And I'm not saying that this is the most professional picture, but it's got to be clean. It's got to be you. And, I have classes, so this is part of my brand. This is what I have. So Amy might have a picture of her, in the kitchen. Nilda on her like page, she's got a picture of her speaking about her kids. So it's going to be different for everybody. So just bear with me here. I'm sorry. I have my daughter on standby in case I have any questions. So I'm just going to show you like some of the stuff that we do put on our like page. You got some videos here that I posted. I'm going to come back to this, but that was the last call to action that we did. So, just looking through here, I mean, we basically post a lot of the same stuff that we put on our regular Facebook. So, there's my lunch. Michelle put that. This is a call to action that we put yesterday. More food. So, it's got to be whatever your brand is. So just going into the ads right now. Now you can, I'm going to go back up here. You can go to Ads Manager, or you can go right to this page here once you have your like page. So what you're going to do when you want to do a ad is that you want to go up here and you want to go to create ads. Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky, so just bear with me. And like I said, if anybody has any questions. So it's going to load up your account. Now I was playing around with it before. So, okay. So right here, what's your marketing objective? You're going to put brand awareness. And then it gives you traffic, it gives you engagement, and it gives you all these other different things that you can pick from. So you want to go to engagement because that's what you want. You want people to engage your page, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. So you're going to click on engagement, and then it's going to just ask you want to continue. Okay, so this is where you're going to get to your audience. And this is probably the most important part of the Facebook ads is your audience. Who are you targeting? So if you were to go run an ad on Channel 7 News, that goes to who's ever watching Channel 7 News. So this is the beautiful thing about Facebook ads is that you can target a mom that lives in Dallas, Texas, that is anywhere between 18 to 65 years old. You can't, you can't do that with anything else. I would just choose that. I'm sorry. So you can target a mom that lives in Florida that likes to do yoga. You can target a dad that works at Wegmans out in Pennsylvania. All through, going through this whole process. So you want to put whatever your ad name is here up top. I'll put Team Advent. And then just coming down here. So you're going to create your location. So it's already set up for United States right here. So if you want to go in and let's pick San Diego. San Diego, California. You guys can see that, right? Okay, so you can add San Diego, California. You can add Miami, Florida. You can add New Rochelle, New York. And so you can add up to 8 locations in this one little area right here. And you can actually change the mile radius also. So you can, bring it up to 50 or I usually bring it up to 50. This way it'll give you a little more variance. And then if you look at over here on the right-hand corner, this is your house specific. So right now you're like halfway in the middle. If you're more over here, then it's going to target more of a broader audience. If you're more over here, it's going to target more a specific audience. So just going down here, you got to pick your age. So what Michelle and I usually do is anywhere between 20 to 50 years old. That's our age group. And you could just set it obviously for wherever you have it. So we'll pick 20 to 50. Now this is very important because when Michelle and I first got into Facebook ads and like our very first ad, we picked men and women and it was like a total disaster. I mean, we had like crazy guys and, like Maritza shaking her head. There are some weirdos out there, people. So make sure, and this is just my recommendation, and I would just pick women because guys even for, like if I run an ad, like I pick women because that's the majority of my, that's the majority of my customers. But I just really stay away from men because I know most of the women don't usually target men, so I wouldn't even put men in there because you're going to get some crazy stuff. So I just picked women, and then you're going to pick, if you want to pick Spanish I would just leave the language, whatever it is. So just leave it blank. And then this is where, you can really, really get like so specific here. And this is where you got to take some time. So if you wanted to pick, here you're picking your demographics, you're picking your interests, and you're picking your behaviors. So you could pick weight loss, you can pick yoga, you can pick Nike sneakers, you can pick school teacher, mom of 5, whatever it is, whoever you want to target, and you can be as specific as you want. So if you pick, I don't know, you could pick a magazine, whatever a new magazine is, or you want to pick 50 Shades of Gray, you can pick that. Whatever it is, you could just put that in here and then, that'll target it. So I'm just going to make it nice and simple so I don't bore you guys to death. So I just pick weight loss. If you type in here yoga, it brings up yoga. You click yoga. Let's pick New England Patriots. I don't know why I just picked that. So it'll target anybody in that. So if you have on your Facebook, in there, you know, under sports, New England Patriots, it'll target that person if they fall, you know, within all the categories that you just picked. So if you look over here, you got your location that we picked, you got your age, you got your gender, you got the people here, and then, you know, I'll get to this part right here. So your potential reach is 2,400,000 people. So let me just go down here. I would just leave this here. This is your automatic placements. I would leave that here. And then this is another thing. And this is probably one of the most important things right here is your daily budget. So you have to decide on what your budget's going to be. And it's a business and it's an investment. So Michelle and I's budget is $10 a week we spend. So it's $40 a month. If you want to do more, you're going to reach more people. If you do less, then obviously, you know, you're going to reach, you know, a little less people. So you really want to decide what your budget's going to be. And like I would tell you guys, I can't say it enough. I would spend as much as you possibly can on these ads. And you may not see, you know, you may not see traction next week. You may not see traction next month. You may not see traction 3 months. But you're going to see that you're going to gain a lot of people. You're going to gain a lot of friends if you're doing the work. And there's just one other way that you can get your name, face, and what we do as Beachbody coaches out there to the public, because you can only reach so many people on your regular Facebook. But through these ads, you're putting whatever people want to see in their news feed. So whoever you target. So I'm just going to hit continue here. So it just picked this one here, and this is a post that Michelle did. So this is what the ad would look like.
Before you continue, I have a question.
Sure.
For the time frame, you left it at continuous.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Hope I don't mess this up if I go back now. I skipped over that.
Oops.
Shoot.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's all right. Create ads. It'll go back where I left off, I think. Does anybody have any questions so far? Because I know it's a little confusing.
Jamie, I was going to ask you in the like page, where you put weekly, that $40 a month to $10 weekly, that's separate from the boost button, right? When you boost, that's anything extra you want to add on to a post, or no?
No, this is, see, and this is where you can, and I was going to explain it at the end, Rudy. You can boost your ads. If you already have a like page, you can boost your ads from your regular Facebook. So, and honestly, that's the way I do it, but you won't get as specific as the way I'm doing it right here. So, and let me explain that at the end, because I don't want to confuse anybody. Let me just finish up with this point.
Gotcha.
So this is where you can run your dates. So if you leave it here, and I do apologize for skipping this over, the ad will continuously run, and your daily budget would be $11 a day. So if you want to spend, so if you're going to run it for a week, then, you know, you put $1 a day, that'll be $7. So we'll just put $1 here. And then if you click here, you can put, you know, today's date. And then if you just want to run it for a week, then you would just put next week. I'm sorry.
Come here, Bear. Come here, P.
So you would just put it to that date. So then it'll run for 7 days right here. And then it'll be, you won't spend no more than $7. So I do apologize for leaving that out. So if you just continue, and then it'll bring up this ad. But I do want to show you guys.
Okay, sorry. Just another question. You don't have to go back. So let's say that you picked an ad and you have an end date and it was like fabulous. Like you got a lot of engagement. Then you can go back and, what'd you say? And run with it again, right?
Yeah. So you can go back into the ad, and then you go to the edit button. and then that'll allow you to go back, and then you can extend it for another week, and then you would
But let's say
add.
you finish. Let's say it closed out. Closed out.
Yeah.
You can whatever, turn it back on. I don't know what the wording is, but can you do that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very simple. So
Okay.
let me just show you guys this. So this is an ad that we ran for 1 week. So, and what Michelle and I do is that we come up with a really, really good post that we think is going to be good. So this was a call to action that we did. When we think we have a good ad or a good post, then we just boost it. So this was the ad that we ran for a challenge group. And you always want to put in here, comment below, send me a private message, but always you want to put comment below, because you can message somebody from your like page when they comment. If they don't comment, then you can't send them a message. So this ad, we got 44 likes, and I'm just going to click on here. So we got 44 likes on here. So when it's a cold market person that sees your ad and likes it, this thing here will say, it'll say invite. So once they like your page, then what you want to do, and what I do and what Michelle does, is that we'll add them as a friend, and then I'll send them a message. Hey, thanks for liking my page that I have with, Michelle. Are you into fitness also? Would love to hear back from you. So, you want to send them a very, 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 generic message. You don't want to send them a message that you're a Beachbody coach. You don't want to send them a message that you want them to buy Shakeology. You want to send them a message that you do fitness. Are they interested in fitness too? Because if they're liking your page, then most likely there's something there that they see that, really intrigues them. So what I do, this is just what we do, is that we invite them, and then we send them a message, and then we'll send them a friend request on Facebook either. So once they like your page, then you want to do the 3 steps. You want to invite them to like your page. You want to send them a message, and then you want to add them as a friend. I would say probably if we have 50 likes on an ad, we could get anywhere between 9 to 10 people that will like our page. And then, maybe 6 to 7 people you're going to add as a new friend. But, you do that, with the compound effect. We've been doing it 6 months, and that can add up to a lot of people over, a good period of time. And we probably had 2 or 3 challenge packs sold from the like page. But I know on Audrey's call, she said that she got a majority of her challenge packs now come from her like page. So, it's just about, doing the right ad and, what's going to work for you. But like I said, if it's not working, then you got to change it up. I tried to do a video a couple weeks ago, and I spent like $5 and ran it for 3 days, and I got like 1 like. So, that's something that we're still working on the actual videos. So, but to your point, Gabby, you can go in here at the end. So I think, let me see. Like I said, I'm still playing around with this. I do a lot of this stuff from my phone with the boosting. So this is your results right here, and so we ran this ad, 5 interests, ages from 19 to 50, and can't see over here. Boost another post, yeah.
Jamie.
Yeah.
One thing that I learned on Audrey's call that is like very much worth mentioning, because I didn't do it with my first ad, was to write exclude Beachbody, exclude basically everything that's Beachbody, because I was getting a lot of likes from people that were already like tied to another code.
Yeah, you're right.
So I actually tweaked my ad the first time I ran it, and I spent money and got a lot of likes, but a lot of the people were already within Beachbody. So you can go in and
Exclude
anything like Beachbody, Quarter Force, Size, 21 Day Fix. That's what Audrey mentioned on her call. So I just wanted to mention that so nobody wastes money and gets likes from the wrong crowd.
Yes, that's actually a good bring up, and I did miss that. But when you go to boost a post, let me see if I can go back there real quick. Create ads. You can exclude certain people from it. Give me 1 second. That was a good point, Maritza. Got to go back one more time. Sorry. Yeah, right here. So exclude people, you would just click on this, and then this is where you would type in Beachbody, 21 Day Fix, Quarter Force, or anything like that, because you don't want to target those people, obviously, because they're already Beachbody coaches. So those people you wouldn't want to, include. So does anybody have any questions? I may have some other stuff that I want to go over, or, is everybody good on this stuff? So the first step is, if you don't have a like page, you have to go and create one. And let me go back to my regular. If you go here, you just go to create page, and then you just click on it. And then I would do, I think there's an option to do artist, brand, or public figure. I would do brand or product, and then you would just go from there. So that's how you create it. But yeah, I mean, starting this like page, I mean, my friends is up to 2,300 or over 2,300. And I mean, you're really looking at a cold market. So if you're uncomfortable with talking to people, then I would do some personal development on that, because you're going to have some conversations. I mean, I've had some conversations with people, and that's the part that I struggle with. I've had some conversations with some people that I have no idea who they are. They're not my warm market. They're not any one of my friends, and they like the page. I send them I send them that initial message, and then just getting them on the phone, it's hard. So, you got to do some personal development or reach out for help. I mean, I'll be the first person to get Gabby, hey, Gabby, how does this message look? Or, does this look good for the inviting process? But if you're uncomfortable with talking to people, then, do some personal development, reach out for help. But you're really reaching out to a cold market that doesn't know who Rudy is, and you're inviting them into your world. That's why I can't stress enough. You got to have patience, because you're not going to just, somebody's not going to like your ad next week and then you're going to sell them a challenge pack. Like, you got to do the work. You got to put the time in. You got to have the conversation. So it could be, that initial first talk, and then, 3 months later or 4 months later, they're like, oh, okay, I'm ready. It's, it's no different than anything else that we do. But, obviously, you want to reach out for help. And honestly, guys, I would reach out to help with anything Beachbody related that, we're talking about here. So, I mean, like, I'll reach out to Amy for help. I'll reach out for Maritza. Hey, what are you doing here? I'll reach out to Rudy. I reached out to Anilda the other day because I wasn't sure about something. So, we're all in this together. And I know I'm not good at a lot of stuff, so I don't care. I'll reach out. I mean, I reached out to Josh Coates on some stuff, at work, or I'll reach out to Gabby about stuff about work, not even Beachbody related. So, the only thing I can tell you guys is that if you're struggling with something, listen, I don't want to get off the topic here, but we're number 21 in the whole organization. I mean, you guys are freaking amazing. So we have a lot of talent on this team. So we got to, I know Rudy and I kind of talk, about it a lot. We got to, utilize each other, because we're all good at something. So if I'm not good at something, I'm going to ask somebody else. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Unless anybody has any questions for me.
You can unshare. Okay, there you go.
Okay, good. Thank you.
That was great. I have to say that I definitely recommend a like page if you're struggling with if you don't have a warm market, right? Because many of you guys kind of share the same warm market. So maybe someone started before you and maybe they tapped out your friend list or that kind of stuff. So I would recommend this. I have to, be honest and say that I started my like page originally with my sister. We started a sister page, and then we kind of didn't do much with it, and that page kind of went silent because I was really concentrating on building my personal page and Instagram. So I definitely do recommend a like page, but if you haven't built your personal page or your Instagram, you shouldn't go for the shiny stuff, right? The other piece, but I do recommend it if you don't have a warm market, you need it. The other thing is though that if you have your personal page and your Instagram down, then all you got to do is post exactly the same thing on your like page, right? It's just an extra step, boom. But like Jamie said, I have it. It's my first word, patience. And if you follow someone like Ivy Morales, Ivy has been in the business for 5 to 6 years, right? And she started with like pages. I don't know at what point in her business, but she didn't blow up to have all these people, like and share and comment on her post. No, it didn't happen overnight. It will not happen overnight. It took her like 2-3 years. And she shares that, right? 2 to 3 years. But the problem is that we have a microwave mentality and we want it like yesterday. And like Jamie said, look, they're up to 2,500 friends, right? But that didn't happen, or likes, that didn't happen overnight. They had to pay their dues, right? They definitely had to post every day, like he said, 3 to 5 times, consistency, and that's something that I lack in my like page. So then I took over and I was like, I'm gonna do it in Spanish. But then I realized that now that's an extra step that I have to translate. It's not just copy pasting. I need to translate my whole post. And Google does not do a good job translating. So if I just copy paste and didn't care, people be like, is she serious right now? So it takes a lot of time. And so, my goal is to really concentrate on a like page because I know the importance of it. You can reach so many other people that otherwise you wouldn't have, the reach.
Can I say something?
Yeah, it takes time. I just wanted to
say something else, Gabby? I'm sorry. Guys, if I could just say one other thing about this whole social media, Facebook's only 10 years old, 11 years old, whatever it is. The internet is only 14 years old. We have just scratched the surface on this. Like probably everybody here, I'm never out of my arm's length of my phone. My phone is like God. I mean, this thing is like everything. So we have to embrace this, and we have to get out of our comfort area. Whereas like, I don't know Snapchat. I get on Snapchat. I'm not the best at it. Instagram is not my comfort level, but I have to have the open mind where I have to learn Instagram. So whatever the new thing is, because there's something going on right now that we don't even know about, that's going to be big in 10 years. So if you're uncomfortable with something, like you got to get out of your uncomfort level. And even if you don't think it's for you, you got to put the time in, you got to put the work in, because we don't know in 5 years, or we don't know next year what the next big, what the next big thing is going to be. Facebook is big right now. Instagram is big right now. Snapchat is so huge right now. We have no idea. Now, I go on once or twice a day. I just realized about Instagram stories probably like 3 months ago, because I just clicked on the top part. And I'm like, holy crap, I didn't even know that, they even had this. So just like anything else, if you stay where you're at and you don't learn other things and you don't open up your mind, then you're not going to grow your business. Like, you've got to get out of that uncomfortable level. So I would challenge everybody here, whatever social media you suck at, like you have to learn it because you don't know it. So if Facebook closes down, like, are you going to be out of business? If Instagram closes down, what's going to happen to your business? So if you don't have that brand going and you're not willing to do other things, you're going to, so if Facebook closes tomorrow, I'll be in trouble, but I have Instagram, I have Snapchat. I'm working on my Instagram stories. I'm working on other outlets, but there's going to be something big that's going to come in the next year or two. So you have to have an open mind, because if you're looking to grow this business, and I don't know what everybody's goals is, but I want to make this like my full-time thing. So I have to have an open mind, because if I don't, I'm going to be stuck. So Michelle, you're still on MySpace?
Wait, does that even exist? Does that exist? Mi gente?
No.
Ah.
I don't know if you'll be able to answer this question, but I started my like page maybe a month or two ago.
You have 200 likes on your like page.
Why, thank you. I did not.
I did everybody. I want everybody's. I did a lot of investigative work for this call.
That's not good. That's like nothing.
Well, Michelle and I have 528, and Maritza, I don't know when she started her like page, but she has more than me. So more than Michelle and I. She has 578. So
Amy, you taught me. It's all you. You were the one that taught me how to do it.
Yeah,
but is that people that you don't know?
Majority, I don't. I think maybe like 100 and something were people that I knew, and then I ran that ad that was pretty successful after my talk with Jamie. Thank you, Jamie. And every single time someone likes it, like he said, I go in and invite them. But that takes long, because I don't think there's a mass way to invite, right, Jamie?
No. Listen, when you get when you add a new friend into your regular Facebook and you have a like page, you have to then invite that person to your like page. So it's day after day after day after day.
It's like adding new people to your Facebook, because I'm adding people almost every day.
Yeah, but when you have your like page, then you have to, you're going to add them to your Facebook, but then you have to go back into your like page, and like I forgot to do it for like 2 days, and I had like 30 people that I had to invite to my like page. So I'm like, oh crap! So invite.
So that's actually what my question was. So on my like page is basically everybody I invited from my personal page. So the only people that I've noticed that have been liking it, I guess because it's public, right? Is people from like Asia with names that I'm not lying. I don't know why. I have no idea.
I have one from Singapore.
But that's who I'm getting. Like, I have like people from Singapore and people from places that I can't even ship Shakeology to in the first place. So it's really not helping me.
Have you ran an ad yet?
No, I haven't.
Yeah. Because it's public, you'll get some organic reach. But until you run an ad, like, honestly, like if you have a like page and you're not running an ad, you're not going to get that much traction, because the only people that are going to see it are the people that have already originally liked your page. So really, until you start doing ads, it's really just an extension of your regular Facebook. And I know it gets a little bit confusing, but I would definitely just, especially for you, because you're very good at sharing your story, I would just pick a really good ad and then just boost it for like $10. And, like if you want to reach out to me, I'll be more than happy to walk you through it. But I would just boost it for like $10 and then just run it for like 4 days, and then you'll see what kind of traction it is. But there's no clear cut, this works, this doesn't work. It's not like that, because we ran one ad and we were like we were getting like a bunch of likes on it. But then we, like another week, then we didn't get too much on it. So it's just a constant struggle every single week, and there's no right or wrong way to do it. It's just trial and error. That's the biggest thing I can stress. It's trial and error.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey guys, this is a question for anybody that has a like page. So I know I've heard different stories. I've heard just put everything that's on your personal page on your like page, keep transferring over. I know Gabby said that, I know Jamie said that. But if you're inviting all the people that are your current customers on your regular page, like they're probably not gonna like it if they already seen it on your IG, they've seen it on your Facebook, they've seen it on your like page. Like, what's the problem there? That's the problem I see. But what's your take on that, Jamie? About doing it over and over and over.
Right. So if you like my like page, you're going to see my call to action, come up in your news feed. We have some people that like everything that we have like a few people that like everything, no matter if it's on our like page or no matter, whether it's on our regular Facebook page. So you're going to have that organic reach that are your friends, that they're going to see it again. But it is what it is. They're going to see it twice, but it is what it is. It's all about content. You got to just keep cranking out content.
Rudy, I personally don't do that with my like page. I decided when I opened up my like page that it was going to be different from my personal page. I wanted my personal page to be personal, and I wanted my like page to be about fitness and recipes and working out and fitness tips. So when you go to my like page, that's all you're going to see. You'll see call to actions. Of course, those will be the only duplicates. But the only thing I put on my like page is you're going to see workout tips. You're going to see lots of recipes. You're going to see, because I wanted people to go to that like page for that purpose. So you won't see too many pictures of my kids. I put on my like page that I like to eat. So I try to put like alternatives. So to satisfy that. So if I like to eat, what can I eat without getting fat? So I'll put like stuff like that. But then on my personal page, you're going to see tons of pictures of my kids. You're going to see more of my story of who I am. But on my like page, it's more of the business side of it. But that's just a decision that I made.
Right. Yeah.
Just to add to that, I think that, that's a feature page. So there's a lot of people who do that, right? They pick something they're good at and they do a feature page on it. Like, let's say someone here is into fashion, right? Their like page can be fashion, because this way you can kind of incorporate fitness into that, but you're reaching a whole different audience than your regular page. But I do have to add that there's a lot of top coaches that do exactly the same post, because what I don't want to happen is that you get discouraged to see. Nilda's good at managing her time. I can't write, 6 posts a day. Just not going to happen for me.
No.
Right? So for me, if I'm going to do it, which I'm not using my like page, but when I start using it, like I said, I want it to be in Spanish. It's going to be the same thing, but I'm reaching a whole different audience, right? But even if it was in English, I'm going to post exactly the same thing, because remember, Facebook on your personal page, you're only reaching 7% of your friends. So if they saw it twice, or it might be a possibility that people only saw it once, that some people didn't even see it, whether it's on the like or on your personal. If they saw it twice, so what? So what? You're following me for a reason. You understand what I'm saying? So I just want to make sure that everybody here knows that, if you decide to open your like page, you're not going to be doing double the work. And you can also maybe stagger it. Like, if maybe on your personal page, you posted this today, and then on your like page, you posted tomorrow, and then this way you're rotating, so that you're not like killing yourself, because it's going to get crazy.
My advice really is to do a boost or do an ad once a week. So you're going to do your regular Facebook posts. You can go into the like page once or twice a day and put whatever it is. So if you want to have it be an extension of your page, do something totally different. But we do it on Sundays. So on Sundays is our like ad break. So we'll do a call to action. We'll do a coaching opportunity. Those are really the only 2 things that we do. It's either call to action or we do a coaching opportunity, so those are the only 2 things. So on Sunday, we'll get together what we think is a good post, and then we'll run it for the week. If we don't see traction during, like the first 3 days, then we'll take it down. But another thing that we saw during this process is that you get more traction on the weekends. So is it more cost effective to start it on a Thursday, run it to Sunday, and then start it from, Thursday to Sunday, because for whatever reason, people are home more and they'll see your ad more on the weekend. So like I said, there's no clear cut, do this and do that. But I would say if you're just starting off, create your like page and just do an ad once a week. And then whatever you post on your, in your like page, it is what it is. So if Ada likes my like page and she's for my cold market, once she accepts my like, she's going to see whatever I put in there. So that's what I'm looking to do. So I'm looking to get my cold market just to like it. And then as I keep, putting more content, maybe they'll see something. So it might not be that first ad. It may be something else. So you just it really takes time. And, we're only 6 months in and we haven't scratched the surface. I mean, we have 528 likes. Maritza has 578. David Atkins, who's a pretty popular coach, he has, I think, 3,000 likes. Audrey has 7,000 likes, but you got the girl, Anita Mitron, who Gabby posted earlier. I think she's got like 70,000 likes.
Myron, and how many, did you see how much Ivy has? Did you
no, I have certain people like on who I like it shows up, but I think like Fit and Funky is like at like 100,000 likes. But I mean, these are like top coaches, and that's stuff that, I mean, you got to build this stuff. I mean, guys, there is a way to pay for likes and pay for messages. I didn't even go into that because I just learned about it because I did a bunch of work for this call. So I know that I have not scratched the surface, but once again, this is a business. So you got to get into the habit of we got to, if you want to grow it and this is your business, spend some money. So if you can afford $10, spend $10. If you can spend more money based on, how much income you have coming in through your business, I would tell you to spend more money. I would tell you to spend as much money as you possibly can, as long as you're putting the work into doing on the ads, because they're going to go away soon. It's going to go away because Coke and Pepsi and BMW are going to stop advertising on TV, and then they're going to go to Facebook, and then we're going to be, it's going to cost you $100 for an ad that might cost you $5 now. So.
Thank you, Jamie, so much. Does anyone else have last minute question for Jamie?
Yeah, and if anybody has any questions, I love to talk. So if anybody shoot me a message, I'll get back to you. Or, we could jump on the phone real quick. I'd be more than happy to help you in whatever way I can. So thank you, guys.
I just want to thank you, Jamie, for the time that you put into to get ready for this call and sharing the wealth of information.
Yeah, I'm not into all the spreadsheets and all that stuff, but I listened to 3 or 4 calls. Thank you thank you to Michelle for sending them to me. And whatever you guys need, I'm here.
Thank you.
I just want to put out there too, I was talking to Rudy today and we sleep on Pinterest. I know a lot of people, or a lot of us, don't really go on Pinterest, but I was talking to Kim about Pinterest and Rudy about Pinterest and how I use it as a resource for my challengers, because they're always asking for recipes and new things, especially for Amy, who's always putting her stuff and cooking and stuff on Facebook. I have folders. You can make folders that people will go in there and has a shitload of recipes that are all 21 day
boards.
Sorry.
Amy's going to talk about right now how she's gotten so many people to sign up. So if anybody wants to stay on for the next hour, Amy's going to talk about how the hell she is freaking killing it every single day.
What are you at Success Club 20?
She's at 30, I think.
The heck? She's yeah. Okay, so I'm going to stop the recording. Hang on. So if you didn't jump on this call, you'll miss out on Amy.